So we're off of 41 Miami Trail onto Hoffman Street.
Northport. And you gotta say it that way to Siri, or she doesn't give you directions to Florida. Where does she give you directions
like
to?
Georgia or Carolina, North Carolina.
It's like an 11-hour drive. I don't know if we've been down this road, but we've been down this way. The Boys and Girls Club's over on the left here somewhere. So Northport,
Florida
is, and I just said it wrong. Northport, Florida, is a nice family-friendly city. Town. Yeah, and it's
like the country.
It is, but it isn't. I think it's like I would describe it as a city that feels like the country. If that makes sense.
I guess the main reason why it feels like the country is because there's a lot of trees and no sidewalk, which it's pretty common in Florida.
Here there's sidewalk actually, so you had really bad timing with that.
So you're in the city here, not in the country.
But most of Northport, there's a lot of it feels like it's newer, just developments where people are putting nice new houses in on vacant lots, and you get a nice house for the money, but you also don't get sidewalk because I think a lot of people just don't care about that stuff as much. And it's gonna start raining again, just like last time we filmed in Northport. There's a few parks around town, mainly with baseball diamonds and a little bit of playground equipment. Yeah, I get the impression that Northport is extremely key and chill.
Yeah.
Low kill. And it's also very low kill community. Low crime rate.
It is low crime.
Yeah, it's very low crime rate, very family friendly. And I think my understanding of it, at least, and I think it's maybe moving away from this slightly, is that a lot of people live here because it's a little more affordable.
Yeah.
And then work somewhere else. Oh, that's the Boys and Girls Club right up here on the right.
Yeah, most people that live here work somewhere else. So you do have to most likely then not drive somewhere else to work, but in return you get a really nice house for your money.
Yeah. There's a lot of very affordable lots for sale here and new construction, and I don't know, there's just a lot of opportunity if you would like to own and don't want to pay a pretty penny, or get maybe you want to spend a certain amount but you want to get a nicer house. Like we consider doing that just because you could get a little bit of a nicer house for a little bit less money than say in Venice.
Or this is like something I've been thinking about for a while, pretty much ever since we moved down here. You could get a lot in Northport and just put a tiny house on it.
Yeah. Or you could buy a lot and hold on to it and sell it for more later.
Right across from the middle school, if you have multiple children in different grades, is the high school. So all middle school, elementary school, middle school, and high school are in the same area.
Yeah, within a quarter mile. At least elementary is maybe a quarter mile.
about this whole highway I-41 is that it literally connects all the way to Sarasota?
Yeah, beyond Sarasota.
Yeah. And then to
I think.
Punta Gorda on the north, on the south.
Then arrive at your destination.
Yeah, I think, or it goes near it anyway. If you go north, though, yeah, I think it goes for sure Sarasota, but possibly even all the way through Bradenton and all that.
I'm trying to think.
We would have to look into that. I mean, I think it just keeps running parallel to 75, just more towards the coast.
Yeah. And then there is a trail as well called Miami Trail. That's an actual trail that connects Northport, Sarasota, Venice.
For sure, yeah, I know Venice to Sarasota, they say you can take a bike ride supposedly in 20 minutes.
So here's a better look at all those little shops.
This flamingo is new.
Arrive.
All those little shops on Miami Trail.
It's right here, I think.
Right there.
Oh. Hello, Starbucks. Hi. So it's raining, so we flipped the camera around.
Yeah, we're still driving around. Hopefully it stops raining because this is take 2.
Yeah, every time we come to Northport to film, it ends up raining like 10 minutes in. But the other thing I just thought of that I was going to mention about Northport too is that it's very spaced out for a city.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like we've driven around a lot of Northport and still seen only about a third of it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's...
And it can take a little while to get from one end to the other. Not because traffic's that bad. Traffic's not at all bad. But it's very spaced out.
It's very spaced out, yeah. Like, from the area, little neighborhoods that we were driving around right now, we actually are driving down to that more busier side of Northport. And when we were, like, 10 minutes away, 15 minutes away or so.
Yeah.
And there is no traffic whatsoever, no stoplights. It's just literally driving.
You could maybe spend, 15, 20 minutes to get from one end to the other. Just because it's so residential. There's no condos, really. There's not a lot of businesses. There's enough businesses, don't get me wrong, but it's mostly houses with a yard, so that just spreads everything out a little bit.
And then the businesses are, like, I feel like in one spot, too.
Yeah, they're all, like, strip outlets. So those are, like, really condensed. It's only supposed to rain for, like, half an hour. Which that could change. That's Florida weather for you.
I was gonna say.
Literally, a lot of times it says it's not raining, and it is raining, or vice versa.
Well, and we checked the weather before we left the house, and we saw that it wasn't supposed to rain.
Yeah, it was supposed to be windy. That was it.
Yeah, so we were like, okay, let's do this, and we got here, filmed for 10, 15 minutes.
Probably 15, maybe even 20.
Yeah.
More than we thought.
And it started raining, so.
The plus side is, in Florida, even though you don't always know when to expect the rain, it usually doesn't last long. It's usually like a 30-minute shower, done.
Yeah, so just plan for that and you'll be good.
Yeah, and it dries quick because it's usually warm. Let's turn around here to show you those outlets, but it's also like the most amazing crepe place
let me
ever.
flip the camera.
Proceed to the route.
It's called the Crepe Chef Coffee Bar, right? I didn't know that.
Yeah, they must have changed it.
But it's delicious.
Amazing, like almost sandwich type crepes, dessert crepes, like any kind of crepes you want.
And the owners are really nice too.
Yeah.
Like pretty much every time we come here, we see them and they're super nice.
Yeah, it's a guy and a girl. They're married, I think. Right? I'm not sure. They seem married.
We haven't asked them yet.
Yeah, we haven't got to that part in the relationship. But
they're nice.
Yeah, they're very nice, and yeah.
And then on here, we're gonna show you just a little bit because it's raining. But this way you go, we're going towards Port Charlotte.
Yeah, it's kind of neighborhood-ish. Oh, the river must run right along this, I think. You can see how the land kind of dips down. Which is probably why all these lots are kind of raised, you know, as protection.
Yeah, that's another thing about Northport too. Like a lot of most, if not all, the new houses are like on a little slope almost.
Yeah, the whole
like,
house is like on a little mini
like on a hill.
hills,
A little
mound,
hill.
whatever you want to call it. So
And that protects you from floating and rainwater.
yeah, which is nice, but at the same time, the other side of that is you don't get a flat yard to do stuff in if that's what you want.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? To play around in or whatever.
It's raining again.
Pros and cons.
And another thing about Northport too is I feel that all of it looks pretty much the same, like this area right here, except for like Price Boulevard, or you know, like the main
A lot of it, yeah.
areas where new construction is going in. And
I would say all but most.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I don't know, I kind of like how, you know, who knows how long this will last, but how you got kind of some of this almost like untamed woods, slightly jungly looking areas. I think that's kind of cool.
Yeah, and I guess that's why I like every time we come here, I feel like it'd be cool to buy a lot and just put a tiny house on, just because like then you have all the trees and you know what I'm saying? Like it feels like you're in the middle of nowhere, but you're in a city.
Yeah. But I got a feeling over time all these lots are going to start filling in.
Mm-hmm.
But this is also like a lot of these areas is where you can get, you know, some of these lots for pretty cheap.
Right.
And then, you know, obviously whatever it costs to clear them. But I think we were looking at prices for clearing them. It's not as much as you would think.
Yeah.
You know, for considering some of these have huge palm trees and pine trees and whatever else on them. And there are, there's a few rivers and streams and canals and whatever
The mineral
in the area.
park.
Yeah, the warm mineral springs, which is supposed to be like rejuvenating. Which, I don't know, I kind of want to do that at some point, but
Yeah.
we have not yet. But, yeah, I don't know. I feel like it's a next level of quiet compared to Venice. Like, Venice is very quiet, but in a neighborhood type way.
Mm-hmm.
This is very quiet in a little bit more of that country type way, even though you're technically in a city. And as you can see, there's enough houses to, well, this area I wouldn't say make it feel like a city, but other areas
Yeah.
that have, you know, more houses.
More of that
And-
not a downtown, because Northport doesn't really have a downtown, but it's almost like a downtown in the sense that there are a lot more houses on that little strip and more shopping and
Yeah.
all that stuff.
Yeah.
And that's just on 41 Tamiami Trail and off of 41.
Yeah. When we first were considering moving to Florida, I think we had saw videos of that area.
Mm-hmm.
And there was only like one little strip outlet with a few stores in it and stuff. I was like, okay, well, we don't want to live there.
Yeah, yeah.
And
It's grown a
yeah,
lot.
there's a lot now of shopping. It is honestly, there's plenty.
Yeah, unless you want that mall or outlet mall experience where you shop all day.
And then and then Port Charlotte is really close.
Yeah.
Here's a little river.
Mm-hmm.
I actually do wonder, compared to, say, Venice, because Venice, you know, like with all the water and the ocean and the little ponds and stuff, you get a lot of birds and wildlife and stuff. I wonder how much there actually is around here. With at least these neighborhood pockets, Northport could be a little more, not confusing to the point like, oh my gosh, where am I? But a little harder to get back to where you were going versus Venice.
Yeah.
I feel like Venice is a little more like,
But Venice is not hard.
exactly, and I guess that's my point. Is it's super easy to know where you are and figure it out. Yeah, you could get a place that's 2 beds, or not 2 beds, only 2-3 years old, or maybe even possibly new.
Yeah.
You know, and you're looking at like
Bigger, yeah.
280, and you could maybe get 4 or 5, 4 bedrooms and a den. But yeah, I mean, in Venice, that gets you a place that's probably, 3 bedrooms, maybe 1,600 square feet ish, and it's probably gonna be not old, but older, like 10, maybe 15 years old.
Yeah, and most likely not updated. If you're looking to move to the area, make sure to contact me. My information will be in the description box below. Also, don't forget to like and comment any other areas you'd like to see on the Gulf Coast. Thank you for watching and stay tuned.